Tinubu favoring Yoruba Christians with top appointments, Murik says. Can you imagine? So Murik is no longer Muslim ticket issue now. He's saying Tinubu is favoring Yoruba Christians, not just Christians and not just Yoruba this time. They are narrowing it down and making it now, turning it now to a religious issue, Abi. So you are no longer enjoying the Muslim ticket that you people bargained for. Is that what they're trying to say? Huh. Murik, now for you people. Tinubu favoring Yoruba Christians with top appointments. That is excuse coming from them. The executive director of the Muslim Rights Concern, Murik, Professor Ishak Akintola, says the Yoruba person himself, on Monday accused President Bola Tinubu of lopsided appointment in his administration. In a statement, Murik said that mainly Yoruba Christians have been appointed to top positions by the president. The group therefore advised Tinubu to ensure balance in coming appointments. The statement read, "We are shocked to our marrows that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has been appointing Christians and Yorubas mainly to key positions since the inception of this administration, at the expense of Muslims. For instance, 5 out of 8 security chiefs appointed earlier are Christians. Ministerial posts have not been different. All 5 key appointments made by the President Tinubu to revive the economy were given to Christians and Yorubas, mainly. These new appointees include the Minister of Finance, Wale Edu, the newly nominated CBN Governor, Dr. Michael Kadoso, Honorable Zach Adedeji, Acting Chairman, FRS, the Chairman Tax Reforms Committee, Mr. Taiwo Oyedele, and Mr. Tope Fasua, Special Advisor on Economic Affairs. Many competent Muslims who campaigned and voted Muslim ticket during the presidential election were ignored. It is interesting to note that some of those Muslims are eminently qualified to hold key political offices, since there are professors, engineers, medical doctors, and holders of doctorate degrees among them. To add salt to injury, one of the best Muslim ministerial nominees, the man who championed the Muslim ticket and mobilized the whole North behind Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has been jettisoned. Also, Professor Ali Issa Pantami, can you imagine, who took the communication and digital economy to enviable height during the last administration, was ignored. Where then is our Muslim president taking Nigerian Muslims? Can you imagine? Look at this guy. Who is Issa Pantami that caused problem in Buhari's administration? We don't need him again. These guys, they will cause problem. Murik rejects this trending narrative and makes competence raising the tar for concentrating appointments in any particular tribe, religion or group. Government's tentacles should be spread nationwide in the search for competence. Neither should the need for skills be used as a cover for the marginalization of some sections of Nigeria. We are sat clearly, emphatically, and unequivocally that competence is not the monopoly of any tribe, faith, or group. Talented Nigerians are to be found everywhere if sincere searches are conducted. So besides, government should take the lion's share of the blame if competent hands cannot be found in any section, creed, or group for certain assignment. It means the government has not ab initio allowed educational and training facilities to be fairly and evenly distributed, or that government has failed to consciously integrate all segments of the Nigerian society. All sectors must therefore have equal opportunities to participate in governance. So these people are shouting now because the Muslims are appearing to be sidelined. Abi, these guys are just a bunch of something else. I tell you the truth. Okay, these guys are a bunch of something else. This regime must be wary of allegations of nepotism, which the previous regime was accused of. Nigeria is a vast country with talented men and women in all nooks and crannies. Government must not just pick the low-hanging skills or those on the water surface. It must search. It must send its underwater swimmers to dive below the surface in order to bring the gems to dry land. Can you imagine? The gems are the precious stones. Can you imagine? The precious ones out. Our message to Bola Tinubu is this, and we want the president's handlers to take this to him. The cacophony of voices of dissatisfied Muslims has reached an unbearable crescendo, such that Murik is now constrained to speak up. People are complaining, particularly Muslims from the north and south, west, and they can easily be ignored at the risk of foregoing 2027. Can you imagine? What a threat. Okay, so in all of these, the Igbos have been most marginalized, and nobody's talking about the Igbos. All the Yorubas and the Hausas and the Fulanis have teamed up together to show absolute hatred for the Igbos. So Tinubu, Buhari was there for 8 years. It was nepotism from the north, biggest one ever in the history of Nigeria. So now they are getting it and they are complaining. The Yorubas have come together to say this is their turn. Emiloko, you can't beat it. Okay. Now you went into Muslim ticket without considering the Christians in Nigeria. Without considering the Southeasterners, without considering the South that are predominantly Christians. You overruled and undermined everybody. Now you are complaining. Eat your Muslim ticket. Abi? South and Southeast have kept you quiet, and the Muslims are happy that they are ruling. The Yorubas are happy because it is their turn. So why are you people complaining now? Eat the fruit of what you have put together. That is it. So let's take a few comments from a few individuals here. Someone said, I get worried that a professor is saying all this. It is no longer Yorubas now, but Yoruba Christians. So if it were Yoruba Muslims, it would have been better. What then will the Igbos say? Let's see people's ability to perform first and not where they come from or their religion. When will all this end in Nigeria? It will never end. Somebody say, let him go and ask Buhari what Buhari did. Somebody say, your evil agenda will always haunt you people. If you say Muslim ticket is not a hidden agenda, why bringing it out always? May God continue crushing you and your evil plot. They all gummed their mouth with super glue when Buhari turned over Nigeria to his tribe. Exactly. Please, Professor Akintola Murik man, can you respond to these comments? Where was Murik when 8 years Buhari was doing what you are now complaining about? That is it. Not be you prayed, fought, and made unsavory noises that Tinubu must win at all cost. Your prayers have been answered, so stop complaining. Or are you going to query God? Abi, let them go and query God now, if they can. Let them go and query God. Somebody say he knows the will never betray him. As you people are chameleon, now you are talking about religious professor of zoo. Somebody don't come there, come blast. Please don't place religion with the governance. Let for once move this nation forward very, very soon. The upcoming generation will reduce religion to nothing. Exactly. So that is exactly what is happening. Murik is complaining of nepotism. Buhari did it for 8 years. They didn't complain. Now Tinubu has started it. Continue for where Buhari stopped in nepotism. They are complaining. And the Igbos and the South have not even said anything yet. And they are the most marginalized. So who is going to speak for them? Quite unfortunate. So please, let's have a comment. The question I put into the Murik chief is, so if the Yoruba Muslims are to be in the appointment, so it would have been okay, even though the Christians from other sections of the country are marginalized, Abi. So would it have been okay because it's been turned now to religious affairs? So let's have a comment for sharing, and thank you for listening.